It's time for the Nebraska Men's Basketball Coaches Show.
Buchtenfeld to Williams, back to Ulis on the left side of the floor. It's Hoiberg now to Buchtenfeld between the circles. He's got Ballo out on the floor covering him. Ulis left side. It's Siegen, first shot of the game. Got it! Bang! Bang! As Siegen knocks it home, 25-23. Huskers have come from behind to take the 38-37 lead, 2:52 to go in the half. Williams drives the right lane line. Push to a cutting Gary. Puts it up and down somehow. Gary falling down on his butt. Put it in. How was that not a foul? Bryce puts it on the floor, drives the left lane line, backs his way in against the smaller Galloway, pivots, turns around, shoots it up and down! Heavy pressure by Galloway, but Bryso scores his 28th point. How about that? How about that when, after losing by 37 points at Michigan State, the Huskers at the Horn finished with an 85-68 win over Indiana.
Now with Fred Hoiberg, here's your host, Greg Sharpe.
Thank you. Welcome to our weekly basketball show. Delighted to have the head coach with us for the next hour. If you want to fire off a text, our text line is wide open at 402-413-2400. Also, if you're in the YouTube chat room, you want to fire a question in there, I'll pick off some of those and ask them to the coach. Congratulations. What a bounce back. What a response by your team Friday.
It was exactly what we were looking for, Greg. We obviously had a very disappointing effort in our first road game in the Big Ten Conference at Michigan State, which that was 6 years in a row, by the way, of starting on the road. And, you think you know a lot about your team until you get punched in the mouth and you hit that real adversity in a hostile environment, and we just did not respond. We had that thing at 6 with about a minute to go. They scored the last 2 baskets of the half to go down 10. And then the key possession to me in that Michigan State game, there was a loose ball. We had 2 opportunities to get on it. We didn't. Akins hits a 3, and then it just spiraled from there. And, ended up with a bad loss. So, the challenge was bouncing back, responding, and I give our guys a lot of credit. They did exactly that. They came in, they had a great week of prep. Practice was really good as opposed to the game before. I talked a lot about that after the Michigan State game, how disappointed we all were in the prep. And I think it was, when you look at our schedule, we beat Creighton. And it was on the road, very similar to last year. So we win at Kansas State, which was arguably our best road win of the season last year. And then we bounced back and played a Summit League team in North Dakota, and they had us down at halftime. So, we really challenged them, did a great job taking care of South Dakota, and then had a really good game against North Florida, a team that had beaten Georgia Tech and South Carolina, and ended up winning that game, I think, by 31. So, I don't know, we exhaled, we took our foot off the gas, because that was really our first extended break. We had a week or 8 days to prepare for that Michigan State game, and I just didn't think we had that same edge to us, the same level of focus that we did going into those previous 3, and we paid for it. But that being said, we learned and bounced back with, I think, our best effort of the season against a really, really talented Indiana team. Arguably
the most talented team in the league. I mean, you can make a case for 4 or 5 schools, but your start was terrific. Your first 4 or 5 minutes were really, really solid.
Yeah, and that's what we had to do. We talked believe me, we talked at length and watched a lot of film on the Michigan State game, and we dug ourselves a double-digit hole right out of the gate, and then bounced back and made it competitive, and then lost it again in the second. So, we talked about the importance of getting off to a fast start, and I thought our crowd was phenomenal. You looked at the weather, the roads. And
Omaha you couldn't drive it.
Omaha, they shut down the interstate, I think, at one point, and you had the volleyball game to compete with, which congratulations to them. That performance was Greg, that was incredible what they did in that game against Wisconsin. But anyway, to have that start, got our crowd into it. Our students were phenomenal. And we just kind of rode that all the way through. And, they made a little run, which we knew they would. And then our finish to that game, we finished on a 17-1 run. Our defense really locked down. We clamped them, and, that got us out in transition. And Bryce Williams was just absolutely phenomenal. Not only the scoring, the thing I was proud of Bryce, and he had to pick it up. He rebounded the ball well. He had 6 rebounds, and he had 5 assists. So a great overall game. And I thought it was one of those games, Greg, where everybody that stepped on the floor made a contribution, and that's what it's all about. When you have a group that goes out there and everybody contributes to the win, that's when it's fun.
I thought the red zone was great behind you. And students are still here for a few more days. They're going to be gone for a while. I know you're going to miss them in early January, but they were riled up from the get-go.
They were, yeah. It was as loud, I think, as any game last year in that run. And then we had a couple plays there in the second half where it got going again. But, yeah, from the beginning when you have that, and they ended up calling a timeout, I think, with about 16 and a half left in the first half. So, yeah, just really, really pleased with everything that we did. And, again, our crowd had a big part to do with it.
Bryce has been so good, and congratulations to him. Big Ten Player of the Week named earlier today. 30 points. He knows how to get to himself fouled. He knows how to get to the line. Those are interesting traits that he has.
Yeah, and he did it in a variety of ways. He hit threes. He, pulled up from the mid-range. He did a really good job, I thought, of playing under control and getting into the paint, playing off 2 feet. Whether it was making a drop-off pass, a spray out. He made a nice spray out late in the game to Juwan, and hitting his little turnaround where I thought he did a good job drawing contact and in putting the ball in the basket. So, yeah, just a really good overall performance.
You talked about everybody contributing. Raleigh gets hit with a couple quick fouls. You've got to go to your bench, and the good thing is you can and not have a huge drop-off.
Yeah, and I thought Aaron came in and gave us really good minutes.
Made a big three.
And that also gave us an opportunity to play Bryce a little bit at the one, which I've been wanting to do that because he was very good in that role a year ago. Now we had Rink out there to help with pressure, and Indiana did pressure us, but I thought we handled it really well. So to get Bryce some experience out there playing at the one, and then also Andrew Morgan had 2 pretty quick fouls in the first half, and I thought he was terrific in the second. He made all the effort plays for us, got some offensive rebounds, extra opportunities, finished at the rim. And, so to have to battle with that, Kale gave us really good minutes. He played, I think, the last 3 of the first half. And again, I just thought top to bottom, the 10 guys that played, they all contributed.
Ballo is a beast inside. How well did you feel like he contained him?
I thought we did a good job. They really look over the top in transition, very similar to what Creighton does with Kalkbrenner. And, our game plan in that was about as good as it can be. And I thought we sat in his backside pretty much all game, especially in transition. So we had to do the same thing, not only with Ballo, but also with Renew, who, with his experience, his ability to score it in the paint, he's got a lethal left hand. I thought we took away those early post touches. And, we were talking a little bit before we went on air of taking away the paint with this team. They just want to pound you all game long. They're not a very high volume 3-point shooting team, and they shot a lot of them. And, we did, I think, a pretty darn good job of contesting those threes and really limiting paint touches.
You made 8 threes. They made 8 threes. They attempted 35. You attempted 14.
Yeah, and, we've been doing a pretty solid job of that this year. And, our efficiency in that game, I think the first half we were 65%. And the one disappointing thing was the 8 turnovers. We did a much better job in the second half and kept our efficiency going. I think we were 61 and change for the game against a very good defensive team. And I'm telling you, Greg, that team at the end of the year is going to be very good. They're going to be right there in it. They were picked second in our league for a reason. And those guards are low. And Miles Rice had that stretch when he got it going. It got a little worried.
It's a good player.
There for a minute, really good player. And then, our guys did a solid job on him the rest of the way.
You've seen some good guys like that. Marcelonis with St. Mary's, a little bit like that. You've seen guys that are really good with the handle, but 61% coach from the field, that's a remarkable total against a team, like you said, it's really good defensively.
Yeah, and it was pretty similar, honestly, to Michigan State. They were going to get out. They were going to make it tough on us. They did a great job limiting Connor. And, Indiana, I thought, tried to do a lot of those same things by getting out and pressuring us. We just handled it so much better and got into the paint, made plays. And, again, a lot of that had to do with our start, and a lot of it was Bryce.
You mentioned they did a good job on Connor, and I agree. And yet you look at the final box, he has 13 points. So he didn't force it. You were able to get him a couple looks that he was able to make.
We did, yeah. And Juwan made a couple really nice plays to him. We ISO'd him. We had a good matchup, and he took one dribble and made the kick as opposed to over-penetrating. And we talked a lot about that. We're not getting it over Ballo. I told him, I said, if you come in here and you try to shoot it over top of him off 1 foot, and that thing's going out of bounds, or it's going to fuel their fast break on the other end. So to not over-penetrate and make simple plays, because they really do plug gaps. I thought we did a solid job of that. And Connor, I think he missed a 1-and-1, so he could have had 16 or 17 points in that game. And again, with a very efficient stat line.
Well, it was a great atmosphere. This game on Friday was a part of the new TV deal with the Big Ten. You're on Big Fox Friday night. What the exposure was incredible. LaFonso Ellis called the game. Don't tell Kent and Jake that I listened a little bit of the TV broadcast, but. For the first time LaFonso had been here, he raved about PBA, Lincoln. He goes, the people at the hotel are so nice. That's great publicity.
It is, and there weren't a lot of games on Friday night. Right. You look at this time of year, Greg, and it is, Saturday was one of the best, from 11 a.m. all the way
to midnight.
Till midnight. There was some unbelievable games. So to be the big game kind of leading into that weekend where there was great games Saturday and Sunday, was pretty good. And to have that type of showing obviously will help us.
Do we make too much of that exposure or not? Fox TV across the country?
Yeah, I mean, it's good because, it's going to be on bars and that type of thing. So, yeah, a lot of people, to get that many eyeballs on it is important.
You match them rebounding-wise, 35 all. You've got the ability with this team, Coach, because with guys like Burke and Morgan, you can match the size, where you've not been able to really do that your first 5 years here.
Yeah, we do. But I'll say this: we just 1,000% got out-toughed in that game against Michigan State, and they just pounded us on the glass. And part of that was Burke was on a minute restriction. We didn't start him that game, and we had foul trouble as well. But the bottom line was they just out-horsed us. This last game, I thought we set the tone early, and I'd said let's somebody go out there and dive on the floor. Somebody go out there and make an effort play. And I thought we won the 50-50 battle in that game. And you want to win those, especially on your home court. That's what fuels the crowd. Yeah. And I thought our guys made a lot of effort plays the other night.
Is he close to 100%, Burke?
He's getting there, yeah. I still don't think he's quite 100%. He did practice with no restrictions today. Tomorrow's going to be our hardest day of the week, and then we'll take Wednesday off before Thursday and then travel on Friday to Hawaii. So hopefully he'll get another good day of work in. And, now it's about getting back in shape and getting his timing and all that. But, we had a lineup out there that was working, so we didn't have to play him and overextend him, and hopefully that'll help him down the line.
So you didn't crinkle up the workload thing this week?
I kept on it. Yep, I kept on it with our with those guys that are a heck of a lot smarter than I am, Greg. And they're awesome. And we took Saturday off. Sunday they wanted to take off, but I thought we had to come in here and do something. So we watched film, and then we went out and had a light skill workout and just worked on some basics and fundamentals, and then we got after it again today.
Coach, I was impressed with Andrew's footwork inside. He has a good ability to pump fake, ball fake, get himself inside. He did a nice job Friday night.
He does. He's got great footwork, and that's something he can really do, a score on the block. And he's a good playmaker in there as well. But he does. He's got the up and under. He's got a nice little turnaround over his right shoulder, and he's a very good finisher.
Yeah, good stuff. 85-68 Huskers winning over Indiana, 1-1 in the league. You go look at the Big Ten standings right now. I think there's 3 teams that are 2-0, and there's like 15 teams that are 1-1, and then you got 3 that are 0-2. Yeah. It's going to be that way all the way to March, isn't it?
100%. Yeah, it's a grind, and it's good to get our first one.
Yep.
Get that one on the board against a really good team. Again, we played two of the top teams in the league, and you look at our first 5. 4 of the 5 were picked in the top 5 in the preseason poll, and the other one's at Iowa, which I think they're really good, and they almost knocked off Iowa State, who I think is arguably the best player, best team in the country. So, yeah, it's
you're not jaded with that comment, are you?
Well, just a little bit maybe, but no,
I
do.
Bias, I mean.
Well, the thing about it is, the toughness that they have right now, and now they can score. They got guys that can knock down shots and shoot it. So, yeah, I'm happy for TJ and Iowa State. Obviously, being my alma mater, I certainly follow those guys close.
One last thing on Bryce. Do weekly awards like this mean much to him?
It's a great honor.
Do you want it to him? It should.
It's a great honor, and it should be. You should enjoy it. But Bryce was back to work today and had a really good practice. So, my whole thing is, for a guy like that, is it going to fuel confidence? Is it going to get him back to rebounding? Because we really challenged him this week. He was not rebounding the ball at a very high rate. To go out and get 6 defensive rebounds is a huge step in the right direction, and we're going to need that out of him the rest of the way.
Folks, Husker Extra is the best website and mobile app for everything Husker sports from the experts at the Omaha World Herald and Lincoln Journal-Star. Go to huskerextra.com or search your app store today. All right, text line's open, 402-413-2400. More with the coach coming up.
Sam, since this is your first Get Holiday Ready sales event, let me introduce you to the full lineup of Ford SUVs. Keep it festive, Morgan.
How fun.
That's Blake and Bailey. They're our Bronco experts.
Goat modes. Goes over any type of terrain.
And of course, Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. The Get Holiday Ready sales event.
Chills.
Get 1.9 for 60 plus 1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for up to 90 days on F-150. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker Black Shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentoring.
We're recruiting teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Shop Woodhouse Mazda during the Season to Move You sales event. Visit the Metro's exclusive Mazda dealers and explore our exceptional lineup. Right now, purchase any new Mazda and finance at low special rates and make no payments for 90 days. Start your journey with us online at woodhousemazda.com or woodhouseplacemazda.com. With approved credit, tax, title, license extra. Must finance with Mazda Financial Services. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires January 2nd, 2025. See dealer for details.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect that water is the reason parts of your concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Husker fans, it's game day, and Pizza Hut's got your perfect play. Score the game day special for just $29.99. Get 2 medium 3-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Enough to feed 8 hungry fans. Pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. It's the ultimate lineup to fuel your game day. Check out the full menu online at pizzahut.com or in store. Because remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Sam, since this is your first Get Holiday Ready sales event, let me introduce you to the full lineup of Ford SUVs. Keep it festive, Morgan.
How fun.
That's Blake and Bailey. They're Bronco experts.
Goat modes. Goes over any type of terrain.
And of course, Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. The Get Holiday Ready sales event.
Chills.
Get 1.9 for 60 plus 1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for up to 90 days on F-150. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
The Nebraska Men's Basketball Coaches Show, sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, where people don't have your money has people. Welcome back, Greg Sharpe, joined by the head coach, Fred Hoiberg, tonight. Text line open, 402-413-2400. Carla for you, Coach. Good evening, Coach. Thanks to you and the team. Very impressive performance over Indiana. Really shows their grit and determination after that poor outcome the previous weekend. This team is really fun to watch, but I do miss Casey. He was such a joy to watch. We all do, right,
Hey,
Coach?
I miss him too. Believe me. Who was I? I was talking on Dan Dockett's show the other day, and he was, thank God, because Casey was unbelievable against Indiana last year in all 3 games that we won. But yeah, he was just such a joy to coach. I mean, everything that he showed on the court during games, that's exactly who he was during practice. He never had a bad day. He came in, he had a smile on his face, set the tone with his voice, worked extremely hard. And it's not just Casey that we miss on this team. Josiah was the same way.
We're going to hear from later.
Yeah. And Rink, even though he's around and he's on the team, it's hard to have that same type of impact if you're not on the court playing. So we miss those guys a lot. But yeah, Casey is, will go down certainly as one of my all-time favorites.
Update us on Rink.
Yeah, Rink's doing great. He went back. So the guy that ended up doing his procedure was the Chicago Bulls doctor. He's a leading expert in the world on that procedure. And he went and saw him. It was actually on opening night, and everything is right on track. He's doing really well. He's doing some running without much impact. So there's a treadmill called an Alter G where he doesn't have much body weight. So he's on that. He's lifting weights every day. The surgically repaired leg actually tested stronger than the other one in his latest rehab session.
Good.
So he, I think, will be cleared to start getting on the court and doing some light shooting in middle of January. We're certainly not going to, press it and force it. We've got a long time to go before he's back on the court next year. But yeah, he's right on schedule and really doing well.
Fantastic. Good. Hey, folks, contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free. It's easy. It's the law. All right, it's finals week this week. Finals look way different than when you or I were in college. A lot of the stuff is pre-done, projects a week before. But is it disruptive at all right now for you, practice-wise?
For a few guys. I think there's several that are already done with their finals, to your point, Greg, on so much of this stuff's online now.
Yeah.
But we do have a couple guys that are pretty stressed. These last couple projects or final papers or exams that they have to take. I know a couple guys have tests tonight, and a few of them have some projects that they have to get done. I think Thursday is the last one. So, yeah, it still is a stressful week, but it's not like the old days where, practice was at a different time every day just based on final schedules, and you actually had to go to class and take the final and fill it in with your number 2 lead pencil and do all that stuff. Now it's just so different in the world the way it is. So, yeah, it's, still a lot of things, but we didn't really have to adjust much with our practice times.
Good. So now it's off to Hawaii, tournament over there. Drew, in fact, on our text line wants to know, give us the advantages, disadvantages of playing these tournaments now, because we saw Coach Hurley really not up. He was upset about the Maui Invitational, not doing that. Your thoughts about all that?
Well, I think if they would have won the Maui Invitational, he would have loved it. Yeah, and that's a lot of what it is. I mean, you either like or dislike a tournament based on how you go out there and play. We played in this same tournament when I was at Iowa State, and we fortunately did win it in a really good field. We beat a very good Boise State team in the finals. In that one. This year we play a really good team. Murray State's, I think, right around 100 in the net. They've got a lot of experience. They shoot 41% from the three-point line, and they've got a big guy that is very active and athletic in the middle. They're going to switch everything 1 through 4, and that big guy mans the paint. So this is a very good team that we're playing in the first round, and then game 2 would either be Charlotte or Hawaii, and Hawaii would be a true road game if we end up matching up there. And then Charlotte is a team, obviously, where Bryce came from, that is very well coached and has some talent in that team as well. And then the other side of the bracket, Oregon State's having a great year. I think they're 60, 64 maybe in the net. Loyola Chicago lost their first game of the season. They're 10-1. Charleston, with Chris Mack now as their coach, has got a very good team. And then Oakland, who knocked off Kentucky last year, is dangerous on that side as well. So this will be a good challenge for us, a good tournament, good bonding, I think, experience for our guys as well, heading into the last non-conference game when we get back, and then those 18 league games. Yeah,
you've been spread out a little bit here with your schedule. One game in a week. Give me the pros and cons of that for you.
Yeah, it's sometimes, I thought we were playing pretty darn good basketball, and then you have those 8 days in between games. And like I said, I just didn't think we handled that very well. And then we got back with another 8-day prep, and I thought we're much better heading into this one. Now we got another, I think this one's 10 days before we play. So it's a very unique time in our schedule to play 3 games in 3 weeks. And now we got 3 games in 4 days. So we're going to need everybody. Depth is going to be important in a tournament like this, and guys are going to get an opportunity to get out there. We get 1 day off. I think Maui, they play 3 consecutive days, where we play the 2. We're off Christmas Eve and then play in the last one on Christmas Day.
That's better, right?
Yeah, I think it's always better to have a day where you can catch your breath a little bit.
Yeah. What a great trip, too, for the guys. I mean, a lot worse places to be than Honolulu and Christmas.
Yeah,
right?
It's a lot more fun for them than it is for the coaches. Because, we got to prepare for every team, that's playing in this. So we're going through a lot of different things right now. I think there's 3 teams that have shown zone. So we're working on our zone offense right now. There's a couple teams that have shown press. So we're working on that. But that's, I think, the benefit right now of having some time between games and preparing for, whatever direction the bracket goes as we move along in the tournament.
Yeah. Crypto King wants to know if your scouts are talking to you much about Bryce. Are they kind of watching him?
Yeah, we've had a lot of NBA scouts in our building, and a lot of them come before the season starts, and then you start seeing them on the road once you start actually playing games. But a big part of their homework is seeing how they practice and seeing how they interact with their teammates, what their work ethic is like. And yeah, Bryce absolutely is on people's radar. And, he's obviously helped himself in a big way in the game in Indiana. And hopefully, like we talked about earlier, that's a game that he can build on, get some confidence going in what he did on the glass. Again, we're going to need that.
Question from the chat room. We did not see Gavin in the game Friday night. Was it just a matchup type deal with him?
Yeah, I mean, in the conversations with Gavin, obviously right now he's going through a few struggles, and we've all gone through it. Believe me, I went through plenty of them in my career. And there's going to be a time where he gets opportunity to go out there and get minutes, most likely on this trip to Hawaii, in a lot of games in a short amount of time. So he had a good practice today. I thought his 2 days leading into Indiana, he had good days as well. So now it's about getting out there in a game, seeing that ball go in the hoop, and then hopefully get him off and running. But yeah, still, does a lot of good things out there for us. But the way that game was going, the flow of the game, we just went with some other guys. Everybody who's played this game has dealt with that, right?
Believe
me,
you dealt
a lot.
Yeah.
And again, you go through so many highs and lows, and when that, it's a very lonely feeling when you're going through struggles, and sometimes that rim looks like an ocean, and other times looks like a little tiny thimble up there. So, again, just seeing that thing go in, getting a hustle play, getting a big rebound, those were the kind of things that always helped me, and then my offense found a way to come. So, just going out there, playing the right way, and then hopefully getting a layup, getting a free throw, to get a little confidence.
How's Braxton been for you?
I thought he played very well the other game. I thought he ran well. I thought he ran as good as he has. And, he battled the bigs. I thought he did a really nice job with Ballo specifically. We always tried to have Braxton in the game when Ballo was on the court. So, I think it's a game that he can build on. He had a couple dunks in that one. We tried to get him going early. We drew a couple fouls on Mbako, which was important to get him out of the game early. But, I've been really pleased with Braxton and his prep going into last game, and then he's had a couple good days.
I mean, you're really deep. And I know some coaches don't want to go past 8. You really are almost forced to, because you've got guys that are capable of doing it.
Yeah, we were 10.5 there for a long time. And, Kale, again, has shown he's done a lot of really good things for us out there.
You trust him, don't you?
I trust him. Yeah, I really do. He's always in the right spot. Indiana called a play, and Kale told everybody on the floor what play they were running. He just knows he's going to be a great coach when it's all said and done. And, I've been really pleased with his growth and development, and he's really improved his shooting. Hit a 3, I know it was at the end of the game against Michigan State, but that's important, to see that go in. If he starts knocking down shots, he's going to be a big part of the rotation.
You can't divert him off that path of coaching? I'm sure he wants
to. I'll try. I'll do my best, Greg.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, but when you come from a family, Kale's dad was a great coach, for a long time. And
it's in his blood.
Yeah, it's in his blood. Brad did a great job with it. My kids, they all want to do it, even though they see how miserable I am a lot of the times. But, yeah, Jack's doing a great job. Our son Jack down in San Antonio. It's been great to see him going into year 3 now with the San Antonio Spurs. Pretty cool being with Wembanyama out there, and then Sam, obviously it's his passion, and I think Charlie now wants to try it as well.
Wow, you slept better after Indiana, I bet.
I did sleep better.
Yeah.
I did not sleep well going into that game. I had a lot of anxiety going into that one, and a couple days we had to take our off day after Michigan State, and those 2 days leading into it. I always, when I played, if I had a bad game, I always had to get on the court, sweat it out. Get a good practice, get some physicality, out of me, and then I could start feeling better. And it's the same thing as a coach. We had that day, and then the next day leading into the film session. All right, how are we going to address them? What are we going to do? How are we going to get them back on the court? So those lead to sleepless nights, at least for me. And then once we get out there and get it going, you see the pulse of the team after that. Generally, you start feeling a little better.
Good. Hey, Dorothy Lynch, Homestyle Light and Lean Dressing, endless flavorabilities. Keep those texts coming. 402-413-2400. We have one more segment with the coach coming up next.
Sam, since this is your first Get Holiday Ready sales event, let me introduce you to the full lineup of Ford SUVs. Keep it festive, Morgan.
How fun.
That's Blake and Bailey. They're our Bronco experts.
Goat modes. Goes over any type of terrain.
And of course, Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. The Get Holiday Ready sales event.
Chills.
Get 1.9 for 60 plus 1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for up to 90 days on F-150. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your crawl space and damaging your home. Musty smells, sagging floors, mold are just a few signs your crawl space is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Looking for the ultimate sports watching experience? Head to Smash Park in La Vista, home of Husker Hangouts, Omaha's official watch parties. Your go-to spot for epic game day deals, delicious bites, and unbeatable fun. Catch every moment on a massive screen. Challenge friends to pickleball, axe throwing, and other games. Smash Park is where the action happens, whether you're cheering on the Huskers or just enjoying the atmosphere. Smash Park. Visit us today and turn your game day into a game night. Smash Park. Play, drink, eat.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Welcome to the Make It Jingle with Chris Kringle podcast. Today we're talking to Jan from Toyota, all about Toyotathon.
Hi!
So, tell me about Toyotathon.
Well, from now until January 6th is the perfect time to get a new Camry, RAV4, Highlander, and more.
Oh, how exciting! So what can you do in a new Toyota this holiday season?
With a new RAV4, you can go snowboarding with your friends.
I love dashing through the snow.
Take a Camry to a tree lighting ceremony.
Sounds merry and bright.
Or even load up the family in a Highlander to go ice skating.
What a jolly good time. So, Jan, got any red Tacomas? After my big job, I'm taking the missus down to Florida to go surfing.
Florida? I'm there.
Dealer inventory may vary. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 6th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
See your independently owned Omaha Metro Toyota dealers, Corin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, or Baxter Toyota of La Vista.
Not All Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Aksarben Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
No matter what color you wear on game day or what color tractor you drive, there's one color Nebraskans trust to be a partner for life lived well. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska combines national power with Nebraska roots. Awarded the best health insurance experience in the heartland, Blue Cross delivers affordable, high-quality health plans for Medicare groups and individuals. Head to nebraskablue.com to find the coverage that's right for you. Team Blue says, go Big Red.
Sam, since this is your first Get Holiday Ready sales event, let me introduce you to the full lineup of Ford SUVs. Keep it festive, Morgan.
How fun.
That's Blake and Bailey. They're our Bronco experts.
Goat modes. Goes over any type of terrain.
And of course, Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. The Get Holiday Ready sales event.
Chills.
Get 1.9 for 60 plus 1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for up to 90 days on F-150. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Just a couple minutes left with the coach. John in Omaha for you, Coach. He said, I appreciate the way you have the team playing, and sleepless nights are not good for you. The next time that happens, go turn on the Hallmark channel. Go Big Red.
That's a great. You know what? I do generally leave the room and go in the TV room and turn on something.
There you go.
Yeah,
Hallmark.
I'll try the Hallmark. That's a good call. That's you generally got those holiday movies going on right now.
They do.
Yeah, my mom was a big Hallmark. So yeah.
Well, we're going to talk to Josiah. Jessica had a chance to catch up with him earlier today in the next segment. How much? Talk about what the value he brings to your program now that he's not playing.
Yeah, he's phenomenal, and one with the bigs and. he, like today, for example, he was out there just, those guys can't practice, but they can go out there and they can pass, and, the post can go against him. And you're playing against real size, legit size, and you're not going to face a lot of guys that are as good of defenders as Josiah is. And he's making great progress. I'm really happy for him with the ankle surgery that he had in the offseason, and most likely will start his pro career this upcoming summer, and hopefully have a long career wherever that is, at whatever level. But I'm excited for Joe, and he's been invaluable for us.
We had a text earlier about Miss Casey. Josiah was in some ways kind of a bit of the heartbeat of your team, the emotional heartbeat of your team.
He really was. Yeah, he and Juwan, I think, were the two guys he always knew were going to go out there and just lay it on the line and dive on the floor, whatever it took. That's who Josiah was. And again, the behind the scenes stuff that nobody really sees when you have a tough game, trying to get guys to bounce back, when you have leadership like we had last year, and we're still trying to figure it out. Juwan's really stepped up in that area for our team this year. But Josiah was an everyday guy. Yeah. And, when you have that, especially with your starters and guys that are playing that many minutes, that's important for your team.
You're headed to Hawaii Friday. Worried about the time change? I think you played at 8 o'clock Central Sunday. That's okay. That would be the body clock. Do you worry about doing anything different?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get over there. Obviously, we're going to hydrate our guys. When we get off the plane, we'll go right to the gym. We'll check into the hotel, get to the gym, and have a very light kind of walkthrough, shooting, flush with our strength coach and our trainers. And then we'll have a full practice that next day on Saturday leading into the game. And we'll probably go a little bit lighter than we normally would just because of the 3 games in 4 days and the long travel day. But, yeah, I do like the 8 o'clock start. I think it's 4 o'clock local time out there. So yeah, it's hopefully something that will get off to a good start and have a good game.
Good exposure. ESPN's got the tournament, so a good chance for people to back here to watch, root on, and I'm sure the guys are excited to go put their toes in the sand.
It is. I mean, normally this is a time of year where the guys get to go home for 3 or 4 days. So to be together and playing on Christmas, we'll have a nice dinner together. I think there's five or six families that are going to be over there. So yeah, it'll be great.
Well, travel safe. Go win the thing.
Yeah.
Right?
And hey, Merry Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas to you, Greg. Have a great week with your family.
Thank you. Yep. We're back to talk to Josiah Allick. We'll do that coming up next.
This postseason, the Nebraska Huskers are ready to make a run for the championship, and Woodhouse is right there with them. Follow along as the Huskers take on the best in the NCAA volleyball tournament. Hear every thrilling moment, every powerful serve, and every block for the title. Woodhouse, proud sponsor of Nebraska Volleyball, bringing you all the action as the Huskers fight for glory. Stay tuned and cheer on the Huskers each broadcast, presented by Woodhouse.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, a.k.a. fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
No matter what color you wear on game day or what color tractor you drive, There's one color Nebraskans trust to be a partner for life lived well. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska combines national power with Nebraska roots. Awarded the best health insurance experience in the heartland, Blue Cross delivers affordable, high-quality health plans for Medicare groups and individuals. Head to nebraskablue.com to find the coverage that's right for you. Team Blue says, go Big Red.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. It's our basketball radio hour for the week. Huskers getting ready to go to Hawaii to take part in the Diamond Head Classic Sunday night basketball. 8 o'clock tip for the Huskers against Murray State. Kent and Jake will be on the air at 7 with pregame coverage. Well, earlier today, Jessica had a chance to catch up with Josiah Allick, who was such a fan favorite the last couple of years. Now he's a part of the Husker basketball staff. Here's that conversation.
Well, we welcome in Josiah Allick, a member of Coach Hoiberg's coaching staff this year. Of course, Husker fans love seeing him in the uniform last year. Josiah, thanks for joining us. Before we talk hoops, we got to talk some volleyball. How pumped were you to see the Huskers headed back to the Final Four this weekend?
Oh, I mean, I was really excited. I mean, especially getting to punch that ticket over Wisconsin was huge. Obviously the girls did great. I don't know the last time they've gone 9-0 over Wisconsin in a season, but I was really happy I got to witness that, especially after watching them take them down for number one in the country last year. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed that, I don't get to be there in Louisville, but duty calls, and luckily that still means I get to go to Hawaii for Christmas, so I'll take that trade-off.
Oh, that's great. How much have you appreciated and enjoyed being able to, because we talked last year and that was a part of you wanted to really embrace that role as a big brother, but now that you've been able to do it 2 seasons in a row, how much have you enjoyed, again, getting to have that front row seat, not technically a front row seat, but to watch Rebecca and the Huskers again this season?
Oh, I mean, on that last point, I honestly think it's better than a front row seat because my mom gets there about 90 minutes before start time to get the ones about halfway up the family section. And so it's really about like the best seats in the house because you kind of get to see everything. Like you're just close enough to where, you don't have to, follow the ball, but, you can still see everyone, appreciate it. You're right in the mix. But no, it's been great. Having the familiarity of it all now, kind of getting the first game jitters and, the first like really big game, and even getting to go do my first real road game. I got to go down and watch them beat Louisville in 3 sets. So that was really cool. But it's just, it's an amazing venue. Like the juice is there every single game, regardless of the competitor. And so I've just been very fortunate, especially whenever I run into people on the streets or people send me messages or whatever it may be. People just tell me they, appreciate seeing me there. And they also usually will try to be like, yeah, I've, been trying to get tickets to a game for the last 3 or 4 years. And I'm like, holy cow. And, sometimes when you forget, especially in my scenario where, Becca just kind of writes my name down on one of her 4 tickets where, I've never had to really think about getting a ticket. And, you can't ever lose sight of just how special that place is and how important that team is to this state. And so, I've just been very grateful for every game I get to go to, and that's why I try to make it to everyone that I can.
Well, how has it been being a part of Coach Hoiberg's staff this season? What kind of perspective have you gained of being on this side of it as opposed to being a player?
Oh, it's been great. One of the biggest things is you don't really realize how much work goes into all the little things. As a player, I like to think I was someone that had a good perspective and appreciation as a player for the work coaches do. And I, was always very respectful and appreciative of what they did. But it's really kind of ridiculous, the amount of time and orchestration that goes into a lot of simple things, like even just planning out a single practice or a film session or traveling or even our pregame warm-ups. It's a very well-oiled machine that they've put together here. And I'm very fortunate that I got to kind of see how it can work at the highest level like this. But I would say the hardest part has really just been trying to kind of put myself aside because it's still a very fresh wound, having just finished playing last year, and especially the way it went. And so now that I'm starting to ramp back up for my rehab again, I'm basically just sitting behind the bench, just itching every single game, wishing I could get another chance. And but luckily we got a really good group of guys, and the coaching staff are all very good, just really good people that are fun to be around. So I don't dread coming in every day and working with them and helping the guys out. So it was a pretty seamless transition. I'm really happy that it worked out the way it did.
When he comes to you and, you guys start talking about potentially this opportunity, why was it important for you to be a part of this program and continue to contribute? Because he's just really bragged on you and your contributions, even just in a short time. Why was it important for you to stick around and help continue to grow this program?
Well, I mean, I got to see the development over this place over the last really 3 or 4 years when I started paying attention to kind of what was going on. Just because, especially after the Sam Griesel year, so the year before I got here was the first year I really started paying a lot of attention, just because I've known Sam since high school. And just anytime I would come back in the off season, I got to kind of see or I got to hear about how things were going. And I remember tuning into the year that Sam was here and talking to him about how it is. And he just talked about just how much better the program is, how much better the culture is, how much better the people are, the staff. And then kind of seeing what they were able to do and the strides they made in that 1 year gave me a lot of confidence that we could do something special and continue to improve it and just kind of push it in that trajectory even further. And obviously we got really close to doing something historic here. But I just knew that it was just a matter of time and that this place is just ready to boom and become a significant, consistent program in the Big Ten in the country. And so it really was just, it's almost harder to not want to be a part of that because just how important this place is. And that was something that I had kind of a sense of when I was in high school and in my years before I got here. But after really getting to be a part of it and getting to live in it, it's a very special place to be. And it's got a very unique community aspect and support just with the campus and the state and even things out of state, even the way that all the fans show up every time we have do the games up in South Dakota. We pack out the Pentagon every time and it's full of fans that just don't get the opportunity to come to Lincoln. And I just knew that, if I'm not going to be able to keep playing this year and, continue to pursue my professional goals, that, there's no way I wasn't going to find some way to be involved here. And so I'm just really gracious that they were able to make that happen for me.
Oh, great stuff there. All right, just had a couple more for you. First of all, I just wanted to get your perspective on Bryce Williams and the season that he's had. It seems like he's being more aggressive. He can score anywhere on the court. How impressive is Bryce Williams and just his overall game and what he's been able to do so far this season?
I mean, Bryce is incredible. We've kind of known that he was a pro since last year. He's just had a lot of things that he's needed to clean up with his habits and just being more consistent. I don't know if it made it into any of the post-game recap edits or anything like that, but one of the things that Coach Hoiberg talked about before and after this past game against Indiana was that we just need Bryce to be Bryce because when he is on his A game, he's arguably one of the best players in the country and definitely one of the best in the Big Ten. And I got to see it a lot last year, and I got to see just a little bit of the roller coaster ride with when he was really in the zone and when he had days where he had lapses. And so this year, having the comfortability, being in a program and a system that he understands where he doesn't have to be as manual with a lot of decisions and can let a lot of that just happen for itself and unfold, being able to rely on the team and just know where he needs to be. He can just kind of focus on a lot of the easier things in the game. And just see what comes to him and doesn't really get surprised by anything anymore. He's obviously played against the biggest and the best now. And he's kind of able to just do it all again, being a a healthier, more professional version of himself. And so I didn't know how often. I didn't know if it was going to be 30 balls every night, but I knew that he was going to be a lot better this year for us.
All right, last thing I got for you. You were part of a team that protected home court, undefeated in Big Ten play, and, were able to go still some on the road, too. You got the trip to Hawaii, but when you start Big Ten play and how important this time is, what are the keys? What was important to what you guys did last year in order to be able to put yourself in a position to make the NCAA tournament? How do you approach Big Ten play as a program when it's going to be it's just a gauntlet night in and night out?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the Big Ten and the SEC are the two top conferences in the country right now. And with that means that, it's going to be a lot of tough games, but it's a lot of great opportunities to prove yourself as a tournament team. And so for us, we definitely have the size, we have the depth to handle the ebbs and flows of the season, because obviously one of the biggest things that hurt teams by the end of the year is, injuries and, just guys being out. And obviously you don't wish that on anybody, but if that happens, you got to have a next man up mentality and have someone that you can kind of fill in and not really lose a step offensively or defensively. And for us, we've been running, a 10, 11 man rotation lately. And that's going to pay huge dividends for us come February and March. And, obviously we've shown that we can be a really, really good offensive team. And so if we just can really buy in and just be consistent with a lot of our defensive habits and rebounding habits, then, we're really a team to be reckoned with, because, PBA is going to bring the energy and they're going to make sure that, we have what we need in order to defend home court. But, like I said, being able to rely on those defensive habits are what's going to help push us kind of over the edge to get those wins on the road faster than we were able to get them last year. Just because there was a lot of inconsistency with, stepping up in the big games and almost just kind of assuming that we were going to be able to take care of the lower teams in the Big Ten on the road, which obviously was not the case. And so having the experience we have back this year and just having the maturity that we have this year, and just obviously the experience from the coaches, obviously know what it's like to go through a season with a group that's competing at that level in the Big Ten. I think we're going to do a much better job not really taking anything for granted and just understanding, if we do knock off a number 1 Purdue or number 6 Wisconsin like we did last year, I don't think it's going to be the same kind of, big court storm or big upset kind of mentality. If the fans choose to do that, that's great. But I think a lot of our guys, they're going to be more under the assumption that, we are one of these top teams and we're going to be able to handle that. And that also means being able to keep those lower teams in the Big Ten down and not keep it open until the end of the road for us.
Yeah. Great stuff. Great perspective, as always. Josiah Allick, appreciate you stopping by and joining us. Always love chatting with you.
Yes, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, that was a fun interview. Thanks to Jessica for putting that together. Huskers head to Honolulu Friday. They will play Sunday night at 8 o'clock against Murray State. Pregame at 7 here on the network. And then they'll play Monday night either at 9:30, that's with a win on Sunday, or 11:30 if they get beat in their opening game in Hawaii. As Coach mentioned earlier in the program, off day on Christmas Eve, and then they'll wrap up the tournament on the 25th and come back and get ready for Southern on Monday the 30th. So busy couple weeks coming up for Husker basketball, coming off that terrific win over Indiana the other night. All right, that's going to do it for Hour 1 of Sports Nightly tonight. When we come back, a full hour of Sports Nightly coming up. We'll recap that wonderful volleyball regional here in Lincoln that wrapped up yesterday with the sweep of the Badgers. We'll talk a little Husker football with one of the new signees for Big Red, and there's some news as it relates to the transfer portal for Husker football. We'll talk about that, and we're going to Kansas City next year to open the football season. A lot to talk about in Hour 2. Come on back, have some fun.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Want to boost Nebraska's economy and help the planet? It's as easy as filling up your tank. Switch to soy-based biodiesel to cut greenhouse gases by up to 74% and support biodiesel growth.
I'm Greg Anderson, a farmer near Newman Grove, Nebraska, and biodiesel has transformed our farm. It cuts emissions, raises the cetane number, and improves fuel lubricity.
So ask for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, economy, and Nebraska soybean farmers. Nebraska soybeans, feeding, fueling, and innovating for the future.
Husker fans, it's game day, and Pizza Hut's got your perfect play. Score the game day special for just $29.99. Get 2 medium 3-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Enough to feed 8 hungry fans. Pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. It's the ultimate lineup to fuel your game day. Check out the full menu online at pizzahut.com or in store. Because remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Woodhouse Nissan offers a convenient and streamlined way to purchase your next vehicle. Browse our full lineup of SUVs like the spacious and versatile Nissan Pathfinder or the adventure-ready Nissan Rogue. Lease the 2025 Nissan Rogue Rock Creek for just $399 per month. 36 months, 5,000 miles per year with approved credit. Tax title license extra. $1,000 down plus first payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Discounted price based on a sale price of $35,917. VIN number SC671288. Offer expires January 2nd, 2025. See dealer for details.
Good evening, I'm Henry Goodwin, and our sports sticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. This morning, it was announced that Husker football will kick off its 2025 season at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City in a neutral site kickoff against the Cincinnati Bearcats. The game, set to be played on August 28th, was originally planned to be played on Cincinnati's campus before getting moved to Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis and then getting moved to KC today. In Husker men's basketball news, Bryce Williams was named Big Ten Player of the Week earlier today after his 30-point game, leading Nebraska to a win at home against Indiana Friday. In Husker rifle news, Emma Rode won a gold medal in the Open Division and a silver medal in the Juniors Division at the Winter Airgun Championships over the weekend. There are 2 Monday Night Football games. An NFC North matchup has the 4-9 Chicago Bears, who have lost 7 straight games, head to Minnesota to take on the 11-2 Minnesota Vikings, who are on a 6-game win streak. And that game just started. And at 7:30, the Falcons are hoping to salvage their playoff hopes after losing the past 4 games in a row as they head to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders, who have lost their past 9 games. Our sports sticker is sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Call a timeout. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is there. Call, text, or chat 988. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. Now get ready for Hour 2 of Sports Nightly right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Lexi sails it. Pass made Franklin, the slide. Robinson, block back! Goal to Grandkids! They did it! Nebraska sweeps Wisconsin for the 3rd time this season. And hello, Louisville! The Big Red back where it belongs. The Final Four, number 18 in school history.
Morgan hands it back to Wooster. Faces up against his defender, Rice. Top of the circle, hands it off to Williams. Long 3 on the way. Bang! 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 Bryce Williams, another 3 with 4:15 to go, and that opens up a 8-point lead, 75-67. How about that 3?
On the right side, quarter court, Kiefer throws it directly underneath. Anya with 2 seconds. Steal. Widener at the buzzer. The layup at the buzzer is good. Widener got the steal and the score. And the Huskers in the 3rd quarter with an Allison Widener strip, steal, and layup. And the Huskers lead it 44-30.
Now, here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Greetings, Nebraska, and welcome back inside the Bob Devaney Sports Center for the latest chapter in volleyball's greatest rivalry. Number 7, Wisconsin, 26-6. Duels your number 2 Huskers, 32-2 for a trip to the Final Four. Charlie Furbringer serves. Olivia Mauck, the freshman, a perfect pass. Backside Nebraska, Merritt Peace and cross court. Over dig, Huskers scatter, set up the offense. Set to the middle, Rebecca Allick tipping, it drops. The donut's open, 1-0 Nebraska. Served by Kennedy, the line drives it to the back right. Schumacher, great freshman, barrel, overpass, 2-hand to home. Rebecca Allick, we're tied in Lincoln. We love it at the Devaney. It's 14 apiece, set 1.
I asked our team, I told them that we were going to have to really max it out today, and they responded and did a great job. And even though a few times it wasn't going really well, they just stayed with it, found ways to win. And the other thing is I asked our crowd to will us, and I'm not sure I've heard the Devaney this loud for this long, every point. So thanks to our crowd, they were unbelievable today.
Schumacher outside, Orzel block back, covered again. The Badgers back row swing. Sarah Franklin triple block back. Point big red. 15-14. Listen to this crowd. Feels like the Coliseum in here circa 2008. Again, the Badgers in those red tops. And Franklin roll shots it. Great up by Bergen. Huskers bump it over the left. Lanford for her 4th kill. Yes! Taylor Lanford bringing the Howard, so it's 19-16 and 11 after the Devaney. Decent pass, right side, Anna Schreck at 6'9". Nice up by Harper. Lexi bumps it to Taylor Lanford for the set, cross court, and it drops. Lanford delivers Nebraska's set 1 win. Smacks it across, good pass. Orzel, quick attack, CeCe Crawford, diving dig. Lexi Rodriguez, you kidding me? Left side tip shot, Harper, yes! 3-2 Nebraska, just started the 2nd set. 1-love Big Red.
After that first set, it was kind of back and forth, a close 2-point game that we had to battle out, and I think
I knew going into the second set that we were going to come out with a lot more urgency, and which is exactly what we did, and it was awesome.
Schumacher to Fuhrbringer. Tip shot, CC Crawford, and there's Lexi, unbelievable. Free ball across again, Wisconsin, and they can only tip it over. Here come the Huskers. Lexi Rodriguez everywhere. Pineapple attempt by Bergen, no. Badgers check back right side. Schmeck swings down line. Lexi another across the net. Again, the Badgers tight to the net, two-handed down. To Jackson. My goodness, that was a Mozart by Lexi Rodriguez. It's 6-2 in the second. 3 digs for the ages in one rally.
The effort, the hustle from Nebraska is just unmatched right now.
The effort on both sides was incredible. I mean, both teams were laying out, making unreal plays, and our team had tremendous effort on defense today.
Back row swing, Sarah Franklin, straight up again by Lexi Rodriguez. Back row swing, Harper, in! That's volleyball. It's 10-3, and they love it in Lincoln. Pass made by Laney, outside shot, Taylor Landfair, kaboom! Landfair's 8 count. Her first of the second set, it's 22-16 Nebraska.
I tried to instill in her mind that she was going to have to go high and hard, and she did that today. And she got some big kills for us.
Good pass, fed left, Taylor another. She's got 10 counts. Taylor Landfair, it feels like 2022 all over again. It's 23-17. Badger ball, jack back right side, 6 on Anna block. Taylor Landfair. They rise to their feet and leg it. 6 blocks for the Big Red. It's 5-4 Badgers, set 3. Bad pass, Franklin gets it back, roll shots it. Here come the Huskers. Lexi, Bergen, middle back, Harper, kaboom! Big Red back on top, 17-16, set 3, 8 to go.
The amazing thing about Harper is just she has all the skills. She has to do everything, and we ask her to do so much for our team. So for her, she can't get down on herself if maybe attacking or defense or serving isn't there. She has no other option than to just kind of find a way to excel, and I think today it was defense, serving, and then some attacking as well.
Orzel to pass the slide, Devin Robinson, great dig by Lexi. Over the net, chased down, not over the net, stays on Nebraska side, chased down by Merritt, 3 ball over. Again, the Badgers again, Robinson, block, Harper, my goodness. Blocking better than a filibuster. Nebraska 23, Wisconsin 20.
It's 2 heavyweights. I mean, this is a slugfest, long rallies. It's hard to put the ball away. You got this big block you're dealing with all the time. So it's a heavyweight fight.
Lexi sails it. Pass made Franklin, the slide. Robinson, block back! Call the Grandkids! They did it! Nebraska sweeps Wisconsin for the 3rd time this season. And hello, Louisville. The Big Red back where it belongs. The Final Four, number 18 in school history.
Well, how much fun was that this weekend at the Devaney Center? Nebraska back to the national semifinal, 18th time in school history. Congratulations to the Huskers. Congratulations to you fans. That place was on fire.
Yeah, Coach Cook laid down the challenge, and as they always do, Husker Nation helped will this team to Louisville. It was unbelievable. I mean, so many times you heard the announcers on ESPN talking about they couldn't hear. They barely could even hear what they were saying. And you're wearing headsets and you can barely hear. So unbelievable atmosphere. And Husker Nation absolutely did their part to get this team back to the Final Four.
And Jess, you and I, we were texting over the weekend. We're a little concerned because the Dayton match on Friday was not real crisp. There were some errors in there. And I think maybe the late start, all those kind of things mixed in there. But boy, they found that extra gear yesterday. Yeah, the defense is just unbelievable. And they just made it impossible for Wisconsin to score, you know. And you had said this when the bracket came out. You said, we've got Wisconsin's number this year. We've talked about that. We are better than Wisconsin this year. I'm not sure how often you could say that the last 3 or 4 years. I don't think you could. That
hands down that Nebraska is the better team. And this year they are when they play their best. But Wisconsin was at full strength. They had played pretty well, and you just never know with a rivalry like that what kind of gear Wisconsin is going to come in with. And that the fact that the Huskers did not play their best match is not ideal, you know, going into a match. But boy, they found it. And when Nebraska is playing their best volleyball, they are no doubt in my mind the best team in the country.
I'm with you.
So
A&M really pushed Wisconsin on Friday. That was a really good match. I didn't know who to root for.
Yeah,
Kind of torn on that one. Like, who?
I was telling my dad that I was back in Oklahoma over the weekend. I'm like, this feels weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to play Wisconsin, but I also cannot cheer for Texas A&M. So I'll just sit back and let it unfold.
Huskers get back to the national semifinals 7th time in the last 10 years. That's remarkable, people. I hope, and I don't think our fans do, but don't take that for granted. 7 times out of 10 years, you make the Final Four. That's unreal.
Well, and especially as the sport continues to grow and there's more parity, right? I mean, there was, when, and JB talked about, what is it, 40 out of the 43 years you make it to the Sweet 16? And there might have been a time where that was a little bit easier to do.
Sure.
It's not anymore. It is a hard road ahead for really across the country because the sport continues to grow. There's more parity in the league. You saw, even though there's chalk in the Final Four, you did see some upsets. You saw some teams being pushed and not just sweeps the whole way. You saw some 5-set matches. You saw some great competition throughout this NCAA tournament. And so the parity is going to continue to grow. And then with the transfer portal, you're going to see teams continue to put some talented teams across the country. And so, for the Huskers to be able to get back there, I mean, never take it for granted. And I'm with you. I don't think people around here do, but just a reminder, it's going to continue to get harder and harder as this sport continues to grow. And the game continues just to produce more talent, and it's spread out with NIL and the transfer portal.
I really thought Creighton had a shot. 5-set match with Penn State. How amazing would that have been, an all-Nebraska semi?
Yeah.
That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah,
actually.
although I don't know if I wanted to see Creighton.
I'm with you.
Because
I'm with you.
I mean, obviously Creighton pushed Nebraska to a 5-set match. They always play so well against Nebraska. They're not going to. There are some teams that maybe come in a little bit intimidated by Nebraska. Creighton is not one of those teams. And I think Penn State is a good matchup. I mean, even though Penn State beat Nebraska this last weekend of the regular season, they played out of their mind. Caroline Jaravicius had a career game.
She did.
And I think it's a good matchup for Nebraska to be able to get back to that national title match.
I agree. You're going to be there.
I am. We leave tomorrow a little bit later, so the team's going to practice here.
Okay.
And then get on the flight and head to Louisville tomorrow after practice. So I will be on the team flight and be able to be there, bring all the coverage. Wednesday will be the heavy media day, and they'll do all the round robins, talking to the NCAA, ESPN.
The car wash.
Yeah, the car wash.
Call it,
Yeah, so we'll be able to get lots of great content there, and so I'm excited. I mean, this time of year is just such a magical season, but it feels different this year. I don't know. It just feels like a team that last year certainly was magical, and you thought maybe they could do it, but I feel like, again, I've told so many people this throughout the course of the last few weeks, and I don't think in my entire career been as confident about a team as I am this Nebraska volleyball team. It's just they're so talented, and then they just have the mentality and the mindset. It just is a different feel where, you're going into this thing really expecting them. And of course, you got to play the matches, but you just really, with this team, I know a lot of people do, have the expectations that this is a team that has a really good shot to bring home another national title.
The run for the roses. That's been the theme all year, to get back to Louisville, the home of Churchill Downs, one of the great Kentucky Derby horse race. And the Huskers are there. They'll play the second semi. First semi will be the ACC matchup between Louisville and Pitt. It starts at 5:30. Huskers will be 30 minutes after that match ends. Our coverage with the pregame will be at 7 o'clock that night. We'll have Sports Sunday, though, for you at 6 leading into the match as well. All right, turn the page, a couple of football notes. On3 is reporting that Dante Dowdell, who scored 12 touchdowns this year for the Huskers, entering the portal. So we knew that there was going to be more names popping up. Don't love this one because Dante, I thought, really found a good niche with his offense. But that's where the times we're living in right now is these kids are all kind of doing these type of things. Penn State's backup quarterback went in the portal today. They got a playoff game coming up here in 3 days.
Yeah, it's just craziness, and you never know, and you never know what they're being told at any given point by people, these agents that might be trying to get in their ear and want a piece of the pie, maybe family members, hey, you can make more money. We saw Emmett Johnson say he was going to. He explored it, but he never actually entered the portal. So, but, maybe just seeing what it was like, maybe a little bargaining chip. But, it's unfortunate with Dante Dowdell. Quinn Ives is up, right?
Yeah.
Ramir Johnson, who we saw, he's also a guy that really fits Holgerson's offense with the way he can catch the ball. So, and he's going back home, and we've heard Coach Rule say how excited they are to really send him off in a bowl game back home. So you still have some depth there, and shoot, I don't even know how many of these players will play in the bowl game. You know, like they can play in the bowl game and still be in the transfer portal. I don't know if that's what's happening here. But you know, you still feel good about some depth at running back that you have with Emmett going to be locked in, and Ramir, and we'll see. But crazy, not a good sign. But yeah, we'll see how they handle if they go get a different running back in the portal. I know they're really excited about the running backs that they have coming in this signing class as well. Maybe 2 guys that could hop on and play immediately. But yeah, just crazy times.
Makai Nelson, walk on the program. Dana's been impressed with him in practice.
Yeah, true.
I bet he gets some carries.
Yeah,
in the bowl game coming up. Who did the ticker tonight? Henry did the ticker?
Henry, yep.
Henry did the ticker, not Camden or Conway or somebody. Arrowhead. We're going to play at Arrowhead next year. That's official now. Going to play the Bearcats.
How exciting is that?
Yeah.
I know a lot of Husker fans that I know have already talking about getting tickets, and so what a cool opportunity to get to play in Arrowhead and, you know, kick off college football. There'll be a lot of eyeballs on that one, too, playing on the Thursday night.
Yep.
So how exciting. That's awesome. And I know there's a lot of Chiefs fans that go down and watch Chief games in Arrowhead. And I've never been, but I, you know, obviously have been told it's one of the best atmospheres. So that's exciting.
Probably Big Fox. I mean, that's kind of got what you think of. That'd be a Big Fox game on a Thursday night. Big news. I think the Husker fans, it's, you know, Labor Day weekend. You can go make a weekend of it. I think the Royals are in town that weekend. So I think this is going to be a big, big hit with Husker Nation to go to Arrowhead to play the Bearcats. It's their home game, and they're going to play at Arrowhead. It's going to be a home crowd for Nebraska. Love it.
I would love to know what that conversation was like, but hey, it's you know, again, a great opportunity. Playing a lot of these guys getting to play in this kind of stadium, an NFL stadium, and awesome opportunity. So I'm glad they agreed to do it.
Yeah. Sam on the text line, yes, it is Cincinnati's home game. They have to return it to Lincoln at some point in time down the road. So I love all that. And back to Dowdell one more time. He could come back. Emmett did. So I mean, I wouldn't say this is and I've not talked to the coaches today about this. I would not lock the door that Dante doesn't come back, be a part of the program.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, you can always go in, explore what opportunities are there.
Yep.
Again, with the NIL and potential to make some money, you see what your value is, and you never know. But yeah, it doesn't mean it's a done deal. But I guess if he's officially in the portal, that was different than Emmett, who just said he was planning on it and then never did.
Yeah.
So.
Jess, what a weekend for Husker sports. We talked to Coach Hoiberg last hour. Great win over Indiana. They played so well in that game. Women got a victory yesterday over Chattanooga. They're 10-1. How about that?
Yeah, and
ranked
top 25.
Now,
yeah, and you know, without Logan Nisley, you know, was impressive. And Chattanooga was a team that was they made the NCAA tournament last year, and they have some good players, and so. You know, they are so strategic about how they stack up that non-conference with your net rankings, and so they've done a good job. And, hey, you got a big one coming up on Saturday against Georgia Tech. And then talk about a tough stretch for Husker women's basketball. They're at Georgia Tech, who's undefeated and ranked.
Yep.
Then at UCLA, at USC, both top 5 teams are right around UCLA's number 1. Yep. USC's been right around the top 5. So a tough stretch there for them. But they are playing well, and they're finding ways to win. Even they're one of the top offensive teams in the country. But, you know, as we saw on Sunday, finding ways to win even when they have to do it on the defensive end.
Don't you feel like Britt is getting more comfortable every game?
Yeah. And I love how she's responded since the injury to Natalie Potts. I think they've asked everybody to do a little bit more, but I think Britt's really taken that on. And the more that she kind of settles into what's needed from her with this program, because I love her approach. You know, she's coming in as highly touted and you know, a lot of hype surrounding it, but I think she was deferring a little bit, kind of settling in, and now that as she gets more and more of the reins, I think she's taking it and running with it. But you know, she didn't come in all full speed ahead. She kind of allowed it to come to her, and so I think the more that she gets comfortable, the better. And boy, what a performance by Fred Hoiberg's group. That was much needed, and they looked impressive. Bryce Williams, just unbelievable.
And as I told Coach, that was on Big Fox Friday night. A lot of eyeballs had to watch that game, and you could not walk away and go, Nebraska's a tournament team.
Yeah.
It looked like a tournament team.
They absolutely did. And as Coach said, Indiana's probably going to win a lot of games. They're going to be a team that is in the conversation as well, so that's a big win. And, hey, you're starting off protecting the home court. It is so hard to win games on the road. We hear that every single year. You got to protect the home court, steal some on the road. Well, there you go. You protect the home court against a really good Indiana team.
Before we get too far away, I want to thank Josh Hilkeman. Great job on that montage for volleyball leading into the hour. Phenomenal work there by Josh. Folks, Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. All right, when we come back, we're going to hear from another one of the incoming football players, Kaden Vermaas from Omaha. Jeff's had a chance to catch up with him a couple of weeks ago before signing day. These kids have all been so much fun to listen to and kind of learn about them. The newest Huskers to the program. We'll have that for you coming up next.
Explore the lineup of dependable vehicles today at Woodhouse Toyota. Our team is dedicated to providing a satisfying, reliable, and enjoyable car buying experience beyond your expectations. Receive 3.99% APR for 48 months on the 2024 Toyota Tacoma. Visit us in store off Highway 281 in Grand Island or online at WoodhouseToyota.com. Woodhouse Toyota. Let's go places. With improved credit, $299 doc fee due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. Offer expires 1/6/2025. See dealer for details.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
No matter what color you wear on game day or what color tractor you drive, there's one color Nebraskans trust to be a partner for life lived well. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska combines national power with Nebraska roots. Awarded the best health insurance experience in the heartland, Blue Cross delivers affordable, high-quality health plans for Medicare groups and individuals. Head to nebraskablue.com to find the coverage that's right for you. Team Blue says, go Big Red.
For farmers, sustainability is a way of life. 97% of farms are family-owned, and 95% are participating in conservation programs and using sustainable practices.
I'm Ann Meese, a farmer near Elgin, Nebraska. I grew up on this land, and we're dedicated to being good stewards and leaving it better for the next generation.
Since 1980, U.S. soybean farmers have boosted production by 130%, all while lowering emissions and improving land and water use. Nebraska soybeans, feeding, fueling, and innovating for the future.
Husker fans, it's game day, and Pizza Hut's got your perfect play. Score the game day special for just $29.99. Get 2 medium 3-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Enough to feed 8 hungry fans. Pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. It's the ultimate lineup to fuel your game day. Check out the full menu online at pizzahut.com or in store. Because remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
From family road trips in a spacious SUV to heavy-duty hauling in a powerful truck, Woodhouse has the vehicle to fit your lifestyle. Purchasing a vehicle has never been easier thanks to our streamlined buying process. Browse a huge selection of new or pre-owned vehicles from top brands. View transparent pricing so you can find the vehicle that fits in your budget. And complete your purchase online. Shop when you want, where you want. It's the Woodhouse difference. Get started today at woodhouse.com.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody. Well, a couple weeks ago now, we had signing day as we welcomed in the 2-5 crew, the newest addition to the Husker football program, and Kaden Vermaas, the safety, overall just athlete out of Omaha, Millard North High School, was the very first commitment in this 2025 class, was big in helping to recruit and put together this class, as he is a big fan of Nebraska. He loves the Huskers. He had 32 tackles on defense, produced over 1,400 all-purpose yards during his senior season, 857 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns. Also caught 16 passes for 420 yards and 5 touchdowns, averaging better than 26 yards per catch. Just an overall athlete, which this coaching staff loves to bring in. So I got a chance to chat with him and his decision to be commitment number 1 for this 25 class. Well, we welcome in the very first commitment of the 2025 signing class, committing back in April of 2023, Kaden Vermaas of Millard North High School. Kaden, thanks so much for being here with us.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, congratulations. A long time coming. You just heard me. You were the very first commitment of this class back in April of 23. How does it feel that it's finally here and you're officially going to be a Husker?
It's definitely really cool. I'd say it's something I waited for a long time. Coach Foley joked with me a little bit. He talked with his wife, and she talked about before the season. She was like in shock because I'm still not on the team. I think he mentioned I think I've been committed or like / like a part of the program for longer than maybe like 40% of the roster, something like that. So yeah, it's kind of funny, but yeah. So it's awesome though. It's definitely a great feeling, and I'm excited to get to work in January. So yeah.
Why were you so comfortable with making that decision so early on? What made you believe that, hey, I can make this? Because a lot of guys want to wait and go through the whole process. Why did you believe it was going to be the right decision for you so early on?
I definitely say, well, we grew up Husker fans, like obviously that's the biggest thing. But we had season tickets for 10 years, and my whole life I was kind of just like, I was a Husker at heart. My mom told me that too when I committed. But I remember I was sitting down in it was that April, and I took some of those visits I went out to Wisconsin, Northwestern, Iowa, and Iowa State, and I just said to my dad, I was like, it doesn't feel right. So yeah, I ended up deciding I'd go down there and tell the coaches and say, hey, I'm all in. So it finally it took care of itself, and now I'm here. So yeah, it's awesome.
So then what responsibility then did you take in helping to recruit the rest of the guys that came along after you?
It was tough because so we got Tyson Terry about a few months later, then we got Connor Booth, and then we went a stretch where we didn't get anybody. Because this was also a time period where they were heavily hitting, this is the ending part of the 24 class. So there's a ton of 24s committing, but I was like, okay, where's the 25s at? And they told us that the 25 class would be a little bit smaller. And now you can kind of see that too, especially they kind of had to do that with the new roster limit. Coach Rules I'm talking about. But then I think it was official. It was kind of like the official visit weekend of last spring. they started just like to flood in. I remember Bryson Hayes committed, and then obviously he decommitted later on. But we got him, and then we got Jackson Carpenter. Pearson ended up coming in later on, which that was one of my biggest ones because he's been my longtime buddy my whole life. So, and then our whole thing was that we need to get Christian to finish it off, and then we're not done yet. I'll tell you, there might be 2 or 3 more coming our way. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, you are coming off quite the impressive senior season. In fact, you were nominated recently for the Mr. Football Award that's put on by the Jet Award Foundation. But you literally did everything there for Millard North. What went into your senior season and why you were able to be so good in so many different areas for your high school team?
Well, it's kind of funny. One of the first things, Coach Burrell, so he came in after Coach Petito. First thing Coach Burrell told me, he said, I'm going to kind of need you to be kind of like my Travis Hunter. He told me that because, first he's a Colorado guy, which I kind of give him crap about. But, no, he was telling me all year, he's like, we're going to need you on offense, defense, special teams, literally anything. He said, if I call your name, he said, I'm going to need you. I was like, all right. Because I told myself I'd get in the best shape as possible. I was going to football practice in the summer. Then I'd have to go home and I'd train more because I was like, I got to be available the entire game. So I'd usually play 140-plus snaps a game. And that's what kind of helped. Like, it's easier to put up better stats if you play more snaps. But, no, yeah, you just, like, over time, I kind of just said to myself, this is kind of my life right now. I just got to go in every play, and then over time you get used to it. Because I did my sophomore and junior year too, but this year was kind of a little more. But, yeah.
So you're an athlete, obviously, and this staff has shown that they can move guys around and find out where they fit best. But have they talked to you, I guess, right now the plan is for you to come in as a safety? Yeah, their plan is rover, kind of where Isaac Gifford plays. So, yeah, they want to develop me as best they can. That's where they see me fitting best at. So, yeah. So do you prefer defense then? Yeah, I do. I mean, because everyone at Millard North tells me they want me to play offense in Lincoln because of what I did for us. But I was like, there's nothing I can do. But it's all up to them at the end of the day. Because I trust Coach Rule because Coach Rule's seen many guys come into programs probably like me where they play both sides of the ball, where you have to just trust yourself where you think they fit best at. So, yeah. Well, you had mentioned it earlier, a fellow recruits in the signing class you are longtime friends with, played high school ball with, Pierce Blueberry. Tell us about him. Give us your scouting report on him and what Husker fans need to know about him. Well, one thing I'll tell you, he's very personally about him, he's a very nice kid. I promise you that. He's very holy. He's close to God, everything. He holds Bible studies every week. But one thing about him, he's got just a natural killer instinct to him. He's one of those kids, there's a lot of kids on the field, including myself, we say a lot of things and we just play football and blah, blah, blah. Pierce is kind of interesting because he just doesn't really talk. He just goes out and he hits people. So it's kind of funny, but he's always had that to him. And, no, he's a great addition. That's why for the longest time I wanted to get him committed. He was telling me before he committed, he was like, I'm between Nebraska and Kansas State. I'm like, I was like, I always told him make the best decisions for you, but I was like, I'd love to have you. And, yeah, he's quick to the ball. He's violent with his hands. He plays both ways. I don't think he played special teams at all, though. But no, yeah, he's like I think he's a 4.8 track guy. Not track guy, 4.8 laser 40 speed type guy. So, but yeah, he's definitely a great prospect, and I think Husker Nation should be excited about him. He's also big, about 6'4", 205, so they'll put meat on him. But so you obviously are very knowledgeable on what this defense has done. You've been watching it very closely. How excited are you to come be a part of that? And they've obviously shown, too, they'll play young guys, but seeing what this defense has done and how you get to run around, play with your hair on fire, it sounds like that fits you to a T. Yeah, it's a lot better, too, because if you have, like I said, having linemen on any side of the ball, if you can have defensive linemen who shut down the run consistently, it's even if they can get back to the quarterback, it makes covering that much easier. Because if you're in the secondary and if you get beat on a route, which is going to happen to any guy in the secondary eventually over their career, you can say to yourself, I trust my defensive linemen to get back there. If we're blitzing and if we're bringing 5, bringing 6,
you can trust guys like that to get back there, and you can also like say to yourself like, I also have 4 other DBs around me that can also make a play too. So yeah, they do a great job up there, and I'm excited for what's bound to come with Coach White's defense because they're only going to get better. And we have a lot of young talent coming in because I know we're senior heavy this year, but to think like how good we might be on like year 5 of this, like will be pretty interesting to see.
All right, last thing. Are you coming early?
Yeah, I'll be there.
So what's your approach to being here in January? What are you trying to do here over these next few months to be able to contribute in any way you can here as soon as you can?
Well, kind of depends. So they've talked about the bowl game thing, which we don't know about yet, which that'll be interesting to see how that falls apart. So it could be December. My mom's praying I'm there for Christmas this year. But, yeah, so my goal when I walk in right away is just figure out what I'm doing on the defense. That's my biggest thing. There's so much more keys and that you have to understand. There's so many coverages. There's blitz packages you have to pick up, like, film study. It's just knowing what you're doing at all times. That's the only. And what I like what Coach White did on our official visit, he put us in this film room, and he sat three or 4 of us recruits in the front row, and we had to break down their Maryland game last year, and we had to break down what every single person in the secondary does. So 5 guys have 5 assignments, and he basically said, all right, who's doing what, who's doing this, who's doing this. You had to call out basically like the corner has he's like a cloud flat, and the safety has middle post. Like you had to call out stuff like that. So you kind of just have to know everything you're doing, and you have to film study and training and eating right. I say I already do that fine, but Kristen and Coach Campbell, they have a plan for me, and the whole nutrition staff, they're great. And I'm just excited to kind of just meet a lot of new people. Like the nutrition staff, like they're going to be one of the biggest helps to the team, I think, because they help get us right. They're going to help just feed us, get us all big. Like I told Pierce, I said, you're going to go from 205 to 240 within the next 5 months. So I said, just get ready for that. And then same thing with Dawson Merritt. And I was like, they're going to just bulk all of us up. But I said, it's more building power and speed, and not because some programs just get their guys as big as possible, and they kind of get them slower. So I've kind of seen some of the stuff they do and how they train. It kind of makes a lot of sense. They have like a pyramid. It's like interesting. But yeah, I trust what they're doing, so it'll be fun.
Great stuff. Okay, let's close this out with some fun questions for you that I'm asking everybody just to get to know you a little bit better. So we're right around Thanksgiving, Christmas, so you got all the holiday meals. What's your favorite side dish at a holiday meal?
I definitely say my mom's green bean casserole on Thanksgiving. That's phenomenal. It's something I want all the time, but she obviously have it one time a year, which kind of sucks. But it happened in 2 days, so I'm looking forward to it. So yeah.
Okay, best sports movie.
Best sports movie. I would definitely say Friday Night Lights or Remember the Titans. One of those two. Those are 2 really good ones. Two
good picks there. Favorite subject in school? Not football.
I'd definitely say I was a big fan of U.S. history. That was my biggest thing I liked.
Oh, that's cool. Favorite athlete growing up?
So tough. I'd have to say Tom Brady. I grew up a New England fan, so people always gave me crap about it, but we won anyway, so it didn't matter.
Oh, that's great. What's your favorite potato? So mash, hash browns, French fries.
Well, I like mashed potatoes, but if I did pick, I'd say a loaded baked potato at any restaurant.
All right. What's the #1 song on your playlist on game day?
It's called Snitches and Rats by 21 Savage. It gets me going. And it's like Morgan Freeman. There's something called Snitches and Rats interlude. You start that, and it plays in the next song perfectly. It's cool.
Awesome. Great stuff. Thank you so much for chatting with us, and congratulations. Can't wait to see you here on campus in a few weeks.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
Again, that is Caden Vermaas, the athlete out of Millard North, ranked one of the top football players in the state of Nebraska, but ESPN has him ranked one of the nation's top 25 safeties. So awesome job by him being all in and helping to recruit this class as well. All right, we got to work at a break here on Sports Nightly. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics.
Nebraska soybeans power everyday products, from Goodyear tires and Skechers shoes to soy-based turf and fire suppressants. These innovations replace petroleum and utilize other components of the soybean, leading to more sustainable products worldwide.
I'm Doug Sadoff, a farmer near Trumbull, Nebraska. Thanks to cutting-edge research, soybeans are now in everything from tires to turf. It's amazing to see how these advancements are unlocking new potential for our crops.
Soybeans are a win for every product and everyone. Nebraska soybeans, feeding, fueling, and innovating for the future.
In the heartland, where ambition thrives, there are those who are made and those who are made for more. Just like the Huskers on game day, Kloss, a leading producer of ag equipment, unleashes the power of ambition in the field. Discover why our cutting-edge machinery and unwavering support aren't just a promise, they're a commitment to your success. Because at Kloss, we know you are made for more. Visit your Kloss dealer or CLAAS.com.
Husker fans, let's call a timeout on the court and in life. When the game gets tough, Nebraska stands together as a family, as a team. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is there. Call, text, or chat 988. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. You're part of the Husker family, and every member is valued on and off the court. Remember, in times of need, call a timeout. Call, text, or chat 988. Presented by Nebraska DHHS.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Welcome to the Make It Jingle with Kris Kringle podcast. Today we're talking to Jan from Toyota, all about Toyotathon.
Hi!
So, tell me about Toyotathon.
Well, from now until January 6th is the perfect time to get a new Camry, RAV4, Highlander, and more.
Oh, how exciting! So what can you do in a new Toyota this holiday season?
With a new RAV4, you can go snowboarding with your friends.
I love dashing through the snow.
Take a Camry to a tree lighting ceremony.
Sounds merry and bright.
Or even load up the family in a Highlander to go ice skating.
What a jolly good time. So, Jan, got any red Tacomas? After my big job, I'm taking the missus down to Florida to go surfing.
Florida? I'm there.
Dealer inventory may vary. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 6th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
See your independently owned Omaha Metro Toyota dealers, Corin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, or Baxter Toyota of La Vista.
Hello, Husker Nation. This is Lex Rodriguez, All-American Libero, serving you an ace on behalf of Noddle Companies based in Omaha, Nebraska. Noddle Companies is a full-service leader in commercial real estate, digging deep to create thriving communities like the Builders District, Exarban Village, and the contemporary row house townhomes. They bring world-class concepts in fashion, great eats, gorgeous homes, and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. To dig up more information, find them on Facebook and Instagram. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump.
And save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
No matter what color you wear on game day or what color tractor you drive, there's one color Nebraskans trust to be a partner for life lived well. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska combines national power with Nebraska roots. Awarded the best health insurance experience in the heartland, Blue Cross delivers affordable, high-quality health plans for Medicare groups and individuals. Head to nebraskablue.com to find the coverage that's right for you. Team Blue says, go Big Red.
Sam, since this is your first Get Holiday Ready sales event, let me introduce you to the full lineup of Ford SUVs. Keep it festive, Morgan.
How fun.
That's Blake and Bailey. They're our Bronco experts.
Goat Modes goes over any type of terrain.
And of course, Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. Get holiday-ready sales event.
Chills.
Get 1.9 for 60 plus 1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for up to 90 days on F-150. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Chick-fil-A South Point Pavilions and Chick-fil-A 48th and O are proud to once again present Salute to Service at Nebraska basketball home games for the 2024-2025 season. A recipient will be selected for each home game and will receive 2 game tickets, parking pass, VIP pregame meal, Chick-fil-A honor coin, and honored on the court during the game. Thank you for your assistance in honoring our veterans. Nominate your veteran at huskers.com/salute to service. Well, just announced on the Husker football social media accounts, 71 Huskers earn academic all Big Ten honors, the most among all Big Ten football programs. 71 of 91 eligible players earned academic all Big Ten honors, the highest percentage in school history, and again, the most among all Big Ten football programs. So great stuff there for Husker football. Coach Roll and company making a big emphasis on academics and being all-around football players. So congratulations to those Huskers, and what a great honor and great stuff there. So I also had a couple of transfer portal news regarding former Huskers wanted to pass along over the weekend as those names enter the transfer portal. Danny Kaden announcing, I believe yesterday, that the quarterback out of Bellevue West, he is committed to Virginia. Jamari Butler over the weekend announced that he is headed to LSU, and Princewell Uman is headed to Ole Miss. So those are some of the big names so far that have announced where they're headed. Hey, the good news is they're staying out of the Big Ten. So, but, you know, Danny Kaden, gosh, what a great guy, great human being. Wish the best for him. I'll forever be a fan of Danny Kaden, and I know he was really well respected in that locker room. And so hoping for big things for him. Also Jabari, too, and Princewell. Wish the best for them. But Danny Kaden especially, you know, we chatted with him last year on signing day. Just really, really impressive. So wish the best for him as he is headed to Virginia. All right, we went a little long in our first 2 segments, so we got to get to another break here on Sports Nightly, but we're back to wrap up this Monday night show with our weekend winners. Keep it here on Sports Nightly.
This postseason, the Nebraska Cornhuskers are ready to make a run for the championship, and Woodhouse is right there with them. Follow along as the Huskers take on the best in the NCAA volleyball tournament. Hear every thrilling moment, every powerful serve, and every block for the title. Woodhouse, proud sponsor of Nebraska Volleyball, bringing you all the action as the Huskers fight for glory. Stay tuned and cheer on the Huskers each broadcast, presented by Woodhouse.
Husker fans, it's game day, and Pizza Hut's got your perfect play. Score the game day special for just $29.99. Get 2 medium 3-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Enough to feed 8 hungry fans. Pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. It's the ultimate lineup to fuel your game day. Check out the full menu online at pizzahut.com or in store. Because remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Welcome to the Make It Jingle with Kris Kringle podcast. Today we're talking to Jan from Toyota, all about Toyotathon.
Hi!
So, tell me about Toyotathon.
Well, from now until January 6th is the perfect time to get a new Camry, RAV4, Highlander, and more.
Oh, how exciting! So what can you do in a new Toyota this holiday season?
With a new RAV4, you can go snowboarding with your friends.
I love dashing through the snow.
Take a Camry to a tree lighting ceremony.
Sounds merry and bright.
Or even even load up the family in a Highlander to go ice skating.
What a jolly good time. So, Jan, got any red Tacomas? After my big job, I'm taking the missus down to Florida to go surfing.
Florida? I'm there.
Dealer inventory may vary. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyota-thon, which ends on January 6th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
See your independently owned Omaha Metro Toyota dealers, Corin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, or Baxter Toyota of La Vista.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Final segment of our Monday night show is always reserved for our weekend winners. So, believe, Camden, you have Greg's winner. So we'll let you start it off with Greg's and yours.
All right. So Greg went with, I thought, a good one, Luke Gifford. He plays for the Tennessee Titans, a former Husker, of course, brother of Isaac Gifford.
Yeah.
He had an interception in the game against the Bengals, his first interception of the season. Has 23 tackles in the season, so gets a little bit of playing time. So incredible for him to get an interception. Probably his first one of the season. I don't know about career.
It is. I looked it up. It is his first of his career. So
good for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then as for mine, I'm going to go with Lexi Rodriguez. She finished with 17 digs against Wisconsin. So she has 1,882 in her career and just trails Justine Wongerantes by 8. So with 9 digs in the semifinal Thursday night, she'll move into first in program history in digs. So incredible accomplishment that she's on the doorsteps of.
She was unbelievable, and I'll just say it for a couple of the guys in the chat. She deserved to be Big Ten Player of the Year, but liberos don't win that. She is the region Player of the Year, the first libero, but I absolutely agree. Also, by the way, in that game with the Bengals, against the Bengals for Luke Gifford, Cam Taylor-Britt also with an interception. We seem to say his name, I feel like, every other week, so that's cool. A couple of Huskers with some interceptions in that game. All right, Henry, who you got?
I got John Cook.
Yeah.
He got his 100th win, 100th NCAA tournament win.
Unbelievable.
Making him he's the second coach to do that after Russ Rose for Penn State. So
great stuff there. All right, I've got a couple of basketball. I'll go with Kent Pavelka. He was honored on Friday night with his 50th season calling Husker basketball, right? 50th? That's crazy.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I said it. I just looked at it, and I was there when Coach Hoiberg recorded a congratulations message for him, but then it just sounds crazy. 50 seasons, so congratulations to him. And Bryce Williams dropping a 30-piece, and he's the Big Ten Player of the Week, but he had 30 points. His first one of a Husker, but then he also added 6 rebounds and 5 assists, so just a complete game performance for Bryce Williams and a big bounce-back performance in the win against Indiana. So Bryce Williams, Kent Pavelka, the 1-2 punch there for me, and Husker men's basketball. Woodhouse is proud to be the broadcast sponsor for the Pinstripe Bowl on December 28th. Tune in starting at 7 a.m. for pregame coverage with kickoff at 11. Don't miss a moment. Brought to you by Woodhouse. Woodhouse is busy. They're not only sponsoring our bowl coverage, also our volleyball coverage in the NCAA tournament, which I am headed to tomorrow. We'll continue back to the Final Four, I guess. And they've been our sponsor all postseason long, but we'll have much more coverage coming up this week from Louisville, as I'll be with that team flight, so we'll have lots of coverage there, and as Huskers pursue a national title. Thanks to Camden and Henry, Greg, and Coach Hoiberg for hour number 1. We will be back tomorrow night. We'll hear from head coach Amy Williams talking a little Husker women's basketball, football, volleyball, all the great stuff coming up tomorrow night with a full 2 hours here on Sports Nightly. Have a great night. Thanks for listening.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Sam, since this is your first Get Holiday Ready sales event, let me introduce you to the full lineup of Ford SUVs. Keep it festive, Morgan.
How fun!
That's Blake and Bailey. They're our Bronco experts.
Goat modes goes over any type of terrain.
And of course, Ford F-Series, best-selling trucks for 47 years. The Get Holiday Ready sales event.
Chills.
Get 1.9 for 60 plus 1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for up to 90 days on F-150. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your foundation and damaging your home. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns: a free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Experience the new, innovative, and above all, exceptional vehicles at Woodhouse Buick. We guarantee that our staff can help you find your next vehicle. Stop in and save with our current offers going on now. Lease the 2024 Buick Encore GX Sport for just $349 a month for 39 months and 10,000 miles per year with $0 down and $0 due at signing. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade. With approved credit. Must currently lease a 2019 or newer Buick or GMC vehicle to qualify. $0 due at signing. Stock number B2400763. Offer expires January